Hello everyone, and thank you guys for watching. Classic Bike Rider here, bringing you a new video. It's Saturday. I wonder who named the days of the week. I know probably taught me back in school, but that was many moons ago, when kids actually learned stuff from school and teachers were allowed to whack you with a ruler if he was misbehaving, and kids actually learn stuff. Nowadays kids doesn't learn anything. They just stuck in their cell phone, not paying attention at all. Anyway, Saturday, I'm heading to Riverhead to get my front tire fixed, the valve. I was gonna have someone. I did a Google search, Facebook, and there was a local guy who was gonna charge me $160 to do my tire. And I asked him that he had the tire changer machine, and he said, "Oh yeah, I got that." So when I bring the motorcycle there, turns out he didn't have a tire changer. He had tire spoons. So I had tire spoons. I could have done it myself, and he was going to charge me $160. There was going to be no balancing because he didn't have a balancing machine. So I was like, you know what? No, never mind. So I'm going to take a ride down to Riverhead to the Honda dealer motorcycle shop, and gonna have them fix my front valve. Whatever it is, it can't be no more than 160, because all they gotta do is just take the tire off the bike, change the valve, put it back on. I'm not even getting a new tire, and put it back on. So I'm heading this way because my darling wife went to the house that she cleans on Saturdays, and she left the phone. So we got up really early this morning, and we had to do a dump run, go bring the garbage. We had a old freezer when we moved. I had the freezer in the back of my boss's truck, and I didn't tie it down or anything because I didn't think that it was gonna fly off the truck. But it turns out that the lid was facing the wind. Yeah, very smart of me. The lid was facing the wind, and it lifted up and it broke. So the freezer did work, but it just needed a lid, and I wasn't gonna spend any money to fix it because I wasn't gonna use it. So I was sitting out there, and the guy just told me yesterday, you know, you can use my truck and go bring it to the dump. I said okay. So I chose this morning, got up and went to dumps and dumped the freezer. And when I left, I asked my wife, "You got your phone?" She goes, "Yes." So we came back, got dressed really quick. She got dressed really quick and left. And when I go back in the phone, back in the room, I see her phone sitting right next to her bedstand, plugged in still. I grabbed the phone and ran out, but it was too late. She was already driving out the driveway. Out. I couldn't, catch her. So I got the phone with me. I'm gonna drop it off on my way. Then I'm gonna head out to Riverhead. It's gonna be interesting because the golf tournament starts on Monday. So today there's the official opening for the store where you can get stuff, like buy stuff, whatever it's called, souvenirs, and see how the traffic is over there. So last week, after I made this run with my new camera, Hero 4, there was a big swell that came through, big black cloud came through. And right at the end of this beach right behind me, about a mile south, there was a small aircraft with 4 people crashed into the ocean. It was a local guy. He owned a couple of he was a local. He came out of money. The plane was his. They were coming from Rhode Island. I guess the guy who was piloting the plane wasn't experienced, and when the wind came through, it was a big heavy wind and thunderstorm and lightning that hit the ground. They were gonna land. There was 2 planes. There was his plane, which was carrying him, his wife, his grandson, and the pilot, which was his friend who was piloting. And the other plane was in front of them with his granddaughter and other people. That one landed, and his plane was behind, and I guess the guy was too inexperienced, and the wind took him and they crashed into the ocean. All 4 people perished, unfortunately. I read last night in the East Hampton Star that there's still 2 bodies missing, or one body missing. They found one, which was the grandson. Yesterday was the funeral for the guy, his wife. His name was Ben Krupinski. I didn't get the chance to know him. My boss knew him. They were a really nice guy. My stepdaughter husband said he worked for him. He was a really great boss. So it's sad, you know, really sad. But that storm, I even taped it. I'm not taped it. I recorded it. I went with my phone and recorded it. And then when the storm was really going on, it was raining like cats and dogs. I put in my webcam outside the window, and I was doing kind of like a YouTube live broadcast, but the camera wasn't that great, so I just deleted the video. I didn't let it stay up. So I've been playing with the settings on this camera. I really haven't made any videos since I got it last week. So I play with the settings. I change it, turn Pro Tune on with everything in auto, and see how it comes out. If not, I just do a couple of changes and then do edit it and post-processing. So it's been a nice week. It was nice all week. It was in the 70s, no rain. I think it was Monday. It was the only one day that it had a little bit of rain. I think it was Monday, but not much. It was just a little drizzle. I started work at 1 o'clock, I think it was 11. All right, so where's the road? It's coming up. Yep, it's coming up. So I got so it was nice all week. I'm happy because I'm losing weight again. Yay. I noticed that my pants are kind of like a little loose on me again, which is great. I feel great. And I'll be back. I'm gonna pull into this driveway and I'll be back. All right. The old lady, she's fascinated by my motorcycle. She was telling me about her father and mother during the war. They had a motorcycle, but it was a lot smaller than this. It used to be a kickstart. It's funny because I came in And she asked me if I could give her a ride, and I was like, oh, I'm in a motorcycle. And she said, oh, good, I'll jump in it. She's like about 90 years old. Oh, that's funny. So open road, here I come. I'm not gonna tape the whole way because video comes out too long. So last couple of weeks ago I went to my kids' home and I made a video. It was way too long, even though the return one, even though I skipped a couple of parts, turned out to be an hour and it was too long. I know people doesn't want to stay there for an hour watching videos, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more editing. So I'm learning to use been using, since I switched totally to Windows, back to Windows, we use the Cyberlink Power Director, and I was using Power Director 15. I purchased from Amazon the electronic version, and I upgraded to Power 16, and there's a lot of features on that thing that you don't even know how to use yet. I don't even know how to use yet, but it's full of features. So last week I was looking how to split videos into multiple parts, and how to do fast, slow motion, fast motion, speed up, slow down, and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit more editing this time around, and it's pretty cool because Power Director has this feature called fast rendering. So what it does is, once you have your video on your timeline set up in there and you go to produce, you click fast video rendering, and it examines the video based on what your video is. It tells you, it only transcode whatever parts are not compliant. For example, when I was doing the 1080p 30 frames per second, because that's what the other GoPro did 60, I think, and 30. When I was doing only the GoPro with the 60 frames per second, or with the 30, I don't remember. Anyway, you used to just hit fast video rendering, and it examined the video. It only transcode the part, for example, my intros that were not 1080p. It would only transcode that, and the rest of the video will leave it the way it was and puts it into all in one video, which was pretty cool, because then it only take like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 10 minutes to transcode like a 45-minute video. Because I remember back in the Apple days when I had iMovie, my grief with that was the iMovie was a hug, and to transcode a 20-minute video, it should take like 4 to 5 hours, and sometimes you used to crash in the middle, and then nothing get done. So that was one of my grief with iMovie. This one only once crashed on me, but after the new update it hasn't crashed at all, and it's pretty cool. I could be doing a video and doing something else on the computer, and the thing will transcode on the fly. Oh, good. Green light. Alright, Riverhead, here I come. There's a Jewish center over here, synagogue. So they have a lot of services on Saturdays. That's why all the cars are right here. 10:58. I mean 9:58. So I hope I get. I hope they take me in fast and I don't have to wait over there at the dealership. If not, I'm gonna have to write somewhere they can take me in. No signal light, idiot. Think I might need some oil. So I know the guy who sold me the bike said that this thing had a small drip like a teaspoon every time he drove it. So I haven't really checked it, but now I feel my my gear shifter is a little bit stiff. I don't want the transmission to get ruined and the engine to get ruined. It's a little bit dripped, and it's coming from the valve cover. Oh, that lady had her head almost blown off. Funny. Uh-oh, watch out, dude. So incredible, you know, my gas hasn't been leaking, and I know that the seal needs to be replaced, but I filled it up the week before last when I went to Riverhead. I filled it up on the way to Riverhead. I was coming back and that thing was almost full. Last week I went to Montauk and back and went for that short ride, and it's still now just starting to get a little bit on the low side. So I kind of don't want to fill it up because I want to change that the seal. So I can stop that gas leak. But I'm going to Riverhead, so I might have to get a couple of dollars in there to make it come back. So I don't want the tank to be completely full and it'll be heavy for me to take it out of the frame, because the sending unit is on the side, so I have to lay the gas tank sideways to replace the ring and the seal. Of course my nose is itchy. Alright, I'm here at the rest area, almost in Riverhead. Couldn't resist a Instagram and Snapchat photo op to post. It looks like a deer got hit there and got mangled. All right. So Riverhead, next exit. And I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna have me some breakfast. I hope they take me in real fast, so that way I can have lunch. I know my wife said she's gonna make lunch when she get back home, but I'm hungry right now. Hey, what am I gonna do when he's hungry? Eat. I need to put stuff in my belly. Get in my belly. Alright. So Riverhead exit. Back in the day there was a jingle for the Riverhead Raceway. used to say, "Come to Riverhead where the action is. Riverhead Raceway, blah, 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 blah." And it's still open. There's still race fans. I mean, I loved it. I went there once with the kids when the kids were little. It's fun, but oh, excuse me, burping out the coffee because I'm just mentioning that I'm hungry. So I don't know how many of you out there are coffee fans. I love coffee. I was taught from a very early age to drink coffee. As far as I can remember, as far as I can remember, I remember my mom giving us coffee. It was more diluted with milk than coffee to go to school in the morning. So you know what happened, right? We were hyper in school. At the very early age, I was really shy, really timid. I didn't like talking a lot. So I was really good in school. You know, from like first grade to like sixth grade, I always pay a lot of attention, so I don't have to ask teachers for questions or anything because I didn't like talking. So I had good grades. But at sixth grade, when my hormones started waking up, started going downhill, and I ended up quitting school. I think it was 8th grade. I quit school. I think a couple of years later I went and took the GED because I wanted to go into computer programming school, repair school, back in the 80s. And I needed to have at least a GED, so I took my GED. I passed, but could never make it to school because I didn't have the money for the tuition. Not unknowingly, you know, I learned to do computers on my own. Would have been good to know, you know, back in the day, and I probably would have had a job in computers. You know, who knows? I did work as an IT for a computer out in the Hamptons back in 2009. From 2009 to 2011, I was IT, and I know a lot. I mean, I can build computers, I fix them, programs. I can hack them. I can borrow programs from the internet. Not download. I borrow them. Okay, I promise I send them back. So yeah. Amazingly, it's a lot colder out here than it was in the Hamptons. Usually out by me is colder and out here is warmer, but I feel the wind is a little chilly. I got my jacket in the trunk just in case, but I feel the breeze and it's a little chilly. Anyways, I'll pick you back up when I get to Honda. Alright, so I had to stop because I know for some reason with these gloves and this camera, you can really push the button really well. I don't know why, even though the other camera worked fine. So I was gonna stop the video and put you back on when I was getting closer, but I forgot. When I stopped at the rest area, one of the reasons I stopped for was to check the oil on the bike, because I felt the gear shifter a little stiff, and mentioned about the little drop of oil that the former owner told me about. But it turns out that the bike has too much oil. See, it was right now it's past the full mark. So I stand it up in the center stand level, and I look at the side glass, for the oil level, and it's past the full mark. And maybe he just did it that way. So, oh, what the hell is going on here? Maybe he just did it that way. So, if he leaked, it didn't leak. It didn't run out of oil. I don't know. I'm gonna replace the valve cover gaskets anyway. I'm gonna replace them, and I'm gonna replace the thermostat. But that's weird. I am gonna do the oil change because I don't know how far along it was done. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the air filter, put it on. When I do the gas tank, I'm gonna do all that at the same time. Gotta look at Walmart. Maybe they had the oil filter there in stock. Although this Walmart in Riverhead turned into a pigsty, I'm not liking it at all. Sorry. I'm not liking it at all because I went last week. I was looking for the air filter for my wife's car, and they got filters everywhere. Not the oil filter, the air filter for my wife's Nissan. They have filters everywhere. They have filters behind filters. You can see the part numbers. I was looking for a treatment so I can put it in my wife's car because we had the exhaust fixed and needed to clean up the oxygen sensor. So no, I couldn't find anything. And what a piece of crap. And they pay people at night to restock those places, and I guess they never touch because it's too high, it's out of reach, and then they complain because they're not getting paid enough. What the hell? You know, people complain that immigrants take their job. You know, Americans, complaining up in arms, they no jobs for Americans because immigrants takes the jobs. And pure example, there's a guy that works with my wife. He quit yesterday, walked out of the job Thursday because the boss yelled at him. And I said, what the hell? I mean, I must admit, I walked out of a job. I walked out of jobs because I didn't like the way that I was being treated by the boss. But nevertheless, that's my choice. I could have stayed. I speak both languages. I could have just ignored the English part where he was yelling at me, but I couldn't. My wife, on the other hand, she comes and tell me, the boss yells at her all the time. The guy is a little freaky, if you should say, and he constantly yelling because they got too much job, and not a lot of people know how to do the job. My wife, she got experience doing gardening, so she knows what she's doing. Well, a lot of people don't, and he was freaking out because they had so much job. They lost a lot of time back in April because of the rain, so they're running behind on the planting season. And he yells at my wife last week. She comes and tells me, what did this mean and what happened, and did the guy yell at her? She don't understand what he's saying, so it's all good to her. She just, I know he was mad. She said, I know he was mad. He was saying something, but I couldn't understand. But then Monday, when it was raining, she didn't go to work because it was too much rain in the morning. So I called him up to let her know that she wasn't coming, and he explained to me that what he meant and what he was telling her, and the reason why he was mad. He was trying to explain something to her, and I know because my wife is that way. You say something to her and she say okay, but she don't understand really what you mean. And that's what his point was. He was trying to explain something to her. You know, I put Google Translate in her phone so she can listen to, so she can, if she don't understand something, she put Google Translate and it'll translate back everything so she can understand it. She don't even use it. All right, so oh, that's a PT Cruiser, like my old PT Cruiser, gold. All right, I hope they take me in really quick, a Honda. Sorry, dude. I know you're hungry, but I didn't have time to stop. Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so I'm here, downtown Riverhead, Main Street, West Main Street. No, I take the other road to go to the Honda dealer because it's in Pulaski Street, I think it's called. The Honda dealership has been there forever. I got a couple of motorcycles there in the past, and I hope they take me in. Because, oh sorry, if not, I'm gonna have to go down to another shop who takes me in and do my tire. Should have came through there. Go through here. Cauliflower Association. Maybe this looks familiar. That's because when I used to work at Apple, I used to take some of these roads all the time. I got into an accident right here years ago. I had a brand new car back in the day, 2001 Honda Elantra. I only had it for like 5 months, brand new, 0 miles from the dealer. And I was coming this way to bring the kids to a birthday party, and the lady decided she didn't see me. She didn't see that big car coming down the other way because the sun glare hit her eyes, and she made a left turn in front of me and head on. Total loss in the car. And I swore I never buy another brand new car again. Ever. Seems like when you buy a nice new car, everything happens to it. Everything. Scratches, stones. People hate it. Alright, so I'm almost at the dealership. What time is it? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Holy shoot. Took me almost an hour to get here. Well, this stop. Well, let's hope they take me in. Subaru dealership. Peconic Bay Motors. There used to be a Porsche dealership back in the day. Alright, here we are. Honda of Riverhead. And they also sell Polaris slingshots, Can-Am Spiders, and Honda motorcycles, of course. Oh, I see that the shop is closed. I hope they take me in. I'll be back, guys. Alright, here I'm walking around Honda parking lot. This is a Polaris slingshot. Very nice. I heard this bikes slash car, they had the Pontiac Solstice engine. Look at this one with the top on, hard top. Nice. Oh, look at the spiders. Gotta go get lunch. I'm hungry. Spider. Nice. F3. All right. What kind of bike is this? It's a belt-driven T-Max. Who makes this T-Max? It's a scooter. It's a Honda scooter. Nice. Look at that thing. Looks like a bike. Oh, look at the going. That's a beast. So they took my bike in already. Just another slingshot. This one's nice. Look at that. Look at this baby. You can get in trouble in one of these. Harley. Alright, I'm gonna go get lunch. Probably go to... Gonna go get lunch right here at... what is it called, this place? Chipotle. They took my bike in, so gotta wait an hour. It's another slingshot. Polaris. Damn wheels. These things are nice. Alright guys, I'm back. I got my bike back, all fixed. I couldn't film before, I couldn't make a video before coming out of the Honda place because the top of my case over here, the clip came off and I couldn't get it back on. And I didn't want to put my my camera in there so it won't come off, so I couldn't secure it. But I make a quick pit stop at my kid's house. I got it all done, and now I'm recording. So, turns out, did I close this back case? Yeah, I think I did. Turns out my oh, shout out to Chris at Honda. I went there, and at first he told me that they didn't work on old bikes, and I was all bummed out. I mean, it's a Honda, it's not that old. But then he came out and checked my my tire valve and said, oh no, I can't let you leave like that. So he put me in, just replaced the front valve. So I left, get lunch. He called me, said that my front tire. Alright, so yesterday I was at the Honda shop getting my bike worked on, replacing the tire valve, and I filmed some of the stuff over there. Turns out coming out of the shop, I couldn't get the lid closed because the clip broke. And when I got to my kid's house, I was able to put it back on, and as soon as I started recording, the battery on my Hero Go 4, my Hero 4 died, and I couldn't finish recording on the way back. And turns out he called me after I left the place and told me the tire on the bike was the original from 1995, and they had one in stock, so I had to replace the front tire and the valve. And I'm gonna be scheduling to replace the rear tire too, because if the front one was the original, the rear probably is the same. Turns out everything came out to $314. I wasn't expecting to spend that much, but hey, it's a bike. Your life depends on it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to end up getting another couple of batteries for this camera, because the batteries die quick. I'm recording on 4K. My Hero GoPro 3 battery lasts longer, but that one was only recording at 1080p 60. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get new batteries for this one, so I have spares, and that way I can make better videos. Alright, thank you guys for watching.